off with that. Let me take the phone off of the Wi-Fi. Feed Friday, y'all. I have been waiting on this day all week. Okay. I titled this live prepping garden because I'm actually out here. Um, I started to make a video today, but y'all, I had to come out here and I took some pictures. So I had ordered some bare root strawberries, and because of the hurricane, they arrived here, let me see, about 4 days late. And when they arrived, I did exactly what it said. I opened up the box and, watered it immediately. But I wanted to call the company because when I opened up the box, it just looks like they had been through a whole bunch. And the type of strawberries that there are, normally I'll let things just kind of slide. But I said to myself, I paid a little bit too much for these strawberries. And so I called the company, stayed on the phone with them a while just to ask them about their return policy. Like I was telling the lady, I'm not saying I'm going to return it. Like if they bounce back, I tried to put them in some water. If they bounce back, then it won't be a problem. But they really looked bad. They really did. They look like they're about to dry up. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna let this one slide. I don't know if just today was one of those days, but let me show you real quick. I won't say the company or anything like that, but when I got them out the box, y'all, like this is how they looked. And so I immediately like put them in water, and I'm hoping that they'll come back because I really want to try to grow these strawberries. So we'll see how that goes. But two things I wanted to share with you all today as I am packing up the truck to go to my hometown tomorrow to help my mom plant some of I'll show you the roses in just a second, plant those in front of like the church sign or something like that. But I have been working very diligently, y'all, to get our garden chores done. I will tell you the one chore that I did not get done is pull out the roses, but I have been doing a lot of planting. I just got to stop, y'all. Every day, this one gets a new sunflower on it. It's like multiple branches, and they just look so pretty. I think I like this one better. I don't think these get multiple branches. These look like they just only get one. But however, I just thought that they were so fall-like. So let me share with you really quickly. I'm just waiting for the water to drain before I pack up everything in the truck for tomorrow. But some of the things that I've done is we had basil that had blew over with the storm. So I just kind of pulled up everything right here, and I'm glad I'm over here. I need to put this up. I pulled up everything and we planted some leafy greens in here. I pulled up everything in here and we planted some more leafy greens in here and cabbage. And we also planted some snapdragons. And what I was working on was this bed right here. So I pulled up all of the peppers and I took them in the house, and the Tabasco peppers, took those in the house. We'll just probably make like a hot pepper sauce and give that to somebody because they're even hotter than the jalapeno peppers. But I topped it off with the compost. I just love to see the bed look like this. I have to stand back for a minute, y'all, and just admire not just the oregano and the thyme over here, but the sage. And then we have some more. So we have like an Italian oregano and a Greek oregano, but I topped off the bed. So what I do plan on planting in here is, what did I say? Red cabbage, broccoli. Oh, it was something else I was going to plant right here. But I wanted to really get it done today. However, time just kind of flew by. It really did today. But I'll do a separate video and just really go over what we planted. But I really am making a lead way on things. The only two beds, well, we'll have 3 beds left to plant after this one, after I get this planted, and that'll be this bed, and then one more bed in phase 2, and then we'll be done with that. I have some garlic that is coming. It's supposed to be here Monday, but the thing with us, since we're in the South, what I do with my garlic is I put it in the refrigerator for about 4 to 6 weeks. So we're in the beginning of October, and then probably towards the end of November, because our first fall frost is around mid-November. So probably about 4 weeks from now, I'll go ahead and put the garlic in the ground. I put mine, I did get, and I'll do a separate video. I did get a Southern variety garlic cloves, but I still put them in the refrigerator. This is going to simulate winter for them. And then I'm going to bring them out, put them in the ground. I planted a few onions in the raised beds, but I really felt like I needed more. So we'll see about that. And so I will do a full video, y'all. Y'all know every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as long as it does not rain, we'll do a video and go over the garden chores. But I'm doing pretty good. I'm making a good lead way. It's just I have not done the roses yet. So y'all will get like a sneak peek. But I'm going to work on this bed. It won't be tomorrow. I'll probably work on this bed Sunday before we go live. And then what I really want to do is really, I had to decide today. So I was deciding which bed would be the easiest to do. So yesterday it was this one. So I went ahead, pulled up, harvested the rest of the eggplant, and we pulled up that. And this bed, it wasn't bad. So I just put no, this is not red cabbage. I'm gonna put red cabbage over here, but I have some cabbage that's supposed to take 45 days. And then I have some collard greens in here and some really small, y'all. I started these from seed. I soil blocked these. Really, really small pansy seeds that I have been watching like a hawk. So I have diatomaceous earth in here. I have the sluggo. And every day I come and I just do a count just to make sure. And I've also been watching this bed over here with the sunflowers, because they're really, really small mustard greens in here. And I was looking this morning, I said, look at that. This is a pansy that we had bought from Transplant, but I'm really eyeing these because they're really small. So I just come out here, y'all, bless his heart. These dahlias are just, they are showing out. And they always do this during this time. It seems like they just get so hot and they don't do anything. And then when it starts to cool down, they really do a number. But I think I'm going to plant these next year only because of the multiple flowers that they put on like one. And then we have like some more dahlias right here. Let me tell you what I did the other day while I was out here planting is I came back in and I sewed some more carrot seed tape down the middle right here. So I got to be very careful with making sure I keep this moist. You always want to keep your seedlings moist when you direct sow, so that they can germinate. I don't want them to dry out. It's been really cloudy, but it's still been humid and hot. So I'm keeping an eye. So hopefully in the next few days, I should see this middle row just pop up. I'm leaving this blank. I had bell peppers right here, but these were some more pansies that I personally started from seed. And so I put those right here. And I want to say this is the lacinato kale. I want to say that. So I've just been getting a whole bunch of stuff planted. Let me tell y'all this. Y'all know I'm not one for like fear mongering or different things like that. But I think with everything going on with the strikes, that kind of told me you need to get up and you need to get this stuff planted, because remember, as we go into fall, the days are going to get shorter, and we're going to lose daylight. But I just still want to have some things that are growing. And probably next week, I'm going to start with my light fertilization with the fish fertilizer. This bed is coming along really, really well. But before I go, because I do want to go ahead, what I've been doing with those strawberries, like I told the company, I'm going to try my best to save them And the lady said, if you could just give it like 30 days. And if they don't come, then call back. And I did get her name, Emma. It's a lot of Emmas in the world. So we're not pinpointing which Emma it is. But I always, let me tell you, I always get people name, even if they say, even if they make up a name. I'm just letting them know I talked to Emma today. I got the return address, but she also said, ma'am, if you could just give them 30 days to see if they'll come back. If not, you can return them. But they just really looked really bad. And like I told her, I'm not blaming them because of the hurricane. We do have a delay in shipment, so I totally get it. But I'm just saying, like, the amount of money that was paid for those, uh we either gonna do a refund or we either gonna send me out some more if they don't come back. Now, I'm gonna try to get them to come back. I've been just trying to pot them up. But let me show you the, not the strawberries, the, what do you call it, y'all? The roses that we're going to plant at the church tomorrow. So I've watered them, and I've also I've tried to come in and deadhead them a little bit because, just to get them to where they'll, at least I can still see some bloom. So these are the drift roses. They get about 18 inches in height and width, but I want to show you the varieties that we're going to plant. So this is the popcorn drift. I think this is so pretty because it starts off this white right here, but as it gets older, it takes on this yellow tone, kind of like popcorn. So I have seen the yellow tone over here. So we got two of those. We have two of these, the red drift that we're going to plant, and then two of this is a sweet drift, so it's like a pink. And my mom told me to get six, but she wasn't sure if all six would come. But the one thing I wanted her to verify, in which she did, because it's gonna go in front of the sign, the church sign, which is like lit up or something. And I was like, if you don't do nothing else, you need to ask the pastor how far down did they run that electricity, because we're not trying to dig and we're not trying to hit anything, because these are 3-gallon pots right here. And let me show you the ones that I'm going to plant in my own garden. They're a 1-gallon pot, so I wasn't really worried about the 1-gallon pot, because they're smaller. Aren't these pretty, y'all? I'm like, girl, you got to get these planted. These are so pretty. These are the peach drift that's going in my garden. But they start off like this peach and then they come to like a pink, but they're a smaller one. And so I wasn't worried about that as far as the electricity. But with the 3-gallon one that you see right here, they're a little bit bigger. Let me tell y'all this, y'all. Today has been really odd, and sometimes I have those days where I'm like, okay, we're gonna do a reset. So y'all know I went to County Farms and I got some snapdragons that are right here, right? So I want y'all to look at this sign, okay? Because I said, okay, I'll get the white. I think pink and white. So I was gonna put the pink and white together. Let me tell you where I was gonna put it. I was actually going to put it where the roses are. Let me show y'all really quick where I was gonna put it. Then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk. So it's my intention over the next couple of weeks, we got to pull these up because these are annuals, okay? The roses are starting to bloom. I've actually been harvesting those, taking them inside and drying them because I use it for like a rose toner. I put rose petals in my tea. But I was going to pull up the salvia, I was going to pull up the gumfrina, and I'm going to pull up the angelonia. So that was the purpose of me getting the snapdragons like I did, because I said, okay, that is where those are gonna go. But y'all just saw white, right? You just saw I bought a whole flat of white. I bought a whole flat of pink. Why are these looking like they're yellow? I was like, you gotta be kidding. You have got to be kidding. Now, we're going to make it work because I'm not about to drive 3 hours there and 3 hours back to show them that this is yellow. This is not white. Somebody mislabeled them. But I really did want pink and white. But it may have to be pink and yellow. I just wanted to share that with you. And I'm also going to put some Dusty Miller. I got two types of Dusty Miller. We're going to also put that there. But I'll do a separate video. I'm just waiting for just as much water to drain off so that I can put everything up. Because I'm going to leave out... I'm going to leave out early. Y'all know, if you don't know, I am a early bird. Like, if I had a choice of when I want to get stuff done, let's go as early as possible. I remember when my mom came up here and we drove to Virginia, which I will not be doing that again, straight through. I think we left at like 4:30 in the morning. Like, if I'm going to do stuff, I'm not going to leave at 4:30 tomorrow, but I'm going to leave pretty early to where I'll probably get there about 8, no later than 9, because I want to get back on the road as well. And so I feel like, I'm like, if we go do that, let me go ahead and get my shovel, because I don't know what the church has or doesn't has. I asked her about watering in for until they get established, but we just gonna plant them, and then that'll be something somebody, I guess, is assigned to do. But I was asking her, did they have an irrigation system? Now, she specifically said they did not have an irrigation system. So I guess she'll have to be the waterer until, and I got to figure out too, I don't know. I guess we'll have to take some gallons of water to water it in. Y'all know when I plant, I also like to water stuff in when I first plant it, just to get it established. I check the weather, and I don't think it's any rain for like the next week. So maybe when she goes to like Bible study and choir rehearsal, she can take some jugs of water and water them. Because I told her, I said, you got to get them, you got to water. And she knows this, but maybe, I think the church has a fellowship area. Yeah, they have to. She gonna have to find some water, and her and some of the members, they can go water the plants until they get established. That's with perennials, with trees, with annuals. You definitely want to water everything in, and then especially with the perennials, once they get established, then you can kind of back off it a little bit. And I'm not gonna put any fertilizer in there. I just want to get these planted just so the roots will start to become established. I know I'm gonna have to tell her again next year, but like in springtime when they start to bud back out, I will highly suggest, getting rose tone and putting the rose tone in the spring when everything starts to leaf back out. But I'm glad I'm talking to y'all, because I need to take this shovel with me. I need to put that. I don't have it written down, and that's why I'm mad, because normally I like to write stuff down as a checklist. But since today has been so exceptionally long, and then I had that little bout with the strawberries happen, and I've been trying to get these beds filled and just really work on everything. But I'm going to sit down. I always tell my friend what I do at night. If I don't do it at night, I do it very early in the morning, where I just try to sit down. And this goes for the garden. This goes for life. This goes for everything. I try to sit down. I keep a notebook everywhere I go. I have a notebook and a pen in my vehicles, and on the table, by my computer, because sometimes I just always get these thoughts that come, and I always write it down. But I am going to sit down tonight and just kind of write down what all I need to take and what all I need to accomplish. Because I know when I get up in the morning, I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be ready to get these things over with. And I'm going to be ready to come back to my garden, because it's October, y'all. It's officially October. And this was one of the things I said I was going to do today, is get it planted. But just by me getting it filled, and just by filling it up, I said to myself today, I said, I think, because I still have to well, not fill, but we'll just say top off. I still have to top off these beds right here. And just by me topping off the beds that I have, we got two of the soil 3, and I'm already down to like a 4th. And I was saying to myself, I don't think that what I have left, I'm going to point over here, y'all. So what I have left in here, I do not think it's going to fill up one, two, three more raised beds. And I cannot believe that I actually filled up this raised bed. And it is like starting to settle again. But I knew that it was the hugelkultur method, and there's everything starting to deteriorate underneath. Same thing with this. But I think I'm going to either have to order, I want to say two more at least, because I also, when I start breaking ground on the rose garden, what I do for the in-ground is I want to add some compost. I want to add that same compost mix in ground. When I start pulling up the annuals from here, I want to like top it off. Like I want to pull everything back because I'm going to add snapdragons in here as well. But I want to pull everything back and I want to put a layer of compost down. So I'm thinking, and I still got to fill this bed up too. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to order at least two more because this one is gone. I don't know what Chris and my daughter were using this for, but it's empty. But what I will tell you is, for me, and what I have to fill up is way more cost effective than going to get the bags of potting soil or the bag of raised bed mix. And because I've noticed that because they call it a raised bed mix, at the big box stores, they put a raised bed price on there. And so I actually calculated like what would be more cost efficient, especially to fill these up because these are 4 by 8 by 2 feet in height. So that this one works way better. And so I think I may have to get two more to just top everything off and top off the in-ground beds. But I want to go ahead and get that done like early next week. They're really fast about delivering, normally like a day or two. And I feel like I can go ahead and work off what I already have and then plant what I already have. And by the time I get done clearing out some of these in-ground beds and putting some other things here, then they'll have delivered it, all of that. And so I can top it off again because I still got to pull up these strawberries, y'all. I have got to pull those up. And I've got to pull these walking onions up. The walking onions have walked and they're starting to make, the little bulbs are starting to make new ones. And I'm like, you have got to pull these up. You've got to pull them up. I talk to myself a lot and I'm like, you've got to do it. That's why the other day when I came out, I looked at all of the beds and I asked myself, which one do you think would be easier for you to get started? And it was this one because I had eggplant here, a few of the green beans that just were on the last leg, some zinnias here. So I pulled that up, topped it off. And so today I looked it out again and I said, looking at everything, what do you think, which bed do you think would be easier to pull up? Now this bed right here is so hard for me to pull because I still got a few tomatoes. I know it looked bad, but I still got a few tomatoes left. And then it's just a tie. Like I think both of these beds are going to require the same amount of work because I have tomatoes that I have to pull up and harvest. And I also need to pull up the strawberries and get them like in the ground. So I did get the Veronica Speedwell cut. I was trying to figure out which one did I do. But so that's how I come out here every day. Yesterday I was like, pull this stuff up. It fell over. These dahlias are so pretty. I'm going to work on I stopped right here, but I'm going to work on this because the storm knocked a lot of my dahlias over. But y'all look at this one right here. Oh, that one's like big. It's really big. And then I'm just going to, I told y'all this is going to be my experimental year where I'm not going to dig them up. I'm not going to dig them up. But right here, I'm thinking either I'm going to do onions or garlic right here because my garlic is coming. And then I got this whole bed. Let me share with you what I'm doing right now. The reason why this looks like this is I'm saving seed, y'all. And I like for my seed, do y'all hear that? I like for it to dry on the plant and I like to hear that sound before I actually save them. This one is ready. These three are ready. I'm waiting on these to dry, but if they don't hurry up, then they just gonna get pulled up as well. So that is what I'm doing, y'all. I think the water should be as drained as possible. Let me tell you what's going on. With the not only the calendula leaves but the salvia leaves. So in the morning is moist and it's like humid, and so it makes these leaves look like this, and it just looks so bad. I'm like, oh, that looks so bad. But we're harvesting them for the flowers. Normally I'll let the first few flowers go ahead, flower, get going. Now I'm going to, since I see a lot of flower heads, we got flowers coming on here, lots of flower heads. We're going to start harvesting these because these are going to be our fall harvest for the calendula oil. So we'll start just harvesting those every day. I did clean up the holy basil. We'll talk about that on Saturday, because what I really want to start doing is harvesting a lot of these summer herbs and drying those, and harvesting a lot of the let me tell you, I think this is the Italian oregano. It's just so beautiful to me. I was like, you know what, you can just harvest and dry this. Like, if this ain't fresh, I don't know what is. And just offer it to people. That's really what I was thinking, y'all. Like, I don't think you've tasted fresh oregano until you taste that. Same as I was just putting some soil around this sage, just the fragrant. And I was thinking about that when I used to buy herbs. I'm like, whenever I opened up my herbs, you know how you get a new pack, a new container of herbs, whatever it may be. Whenever I open up my herbs, I never smelt a smell like this, because I tell y'all, you don't even know how long it's been on the shelf. But these right here, I mean, all you got to do, you don't even have to brush it. You don't even have to like take your hand and do that. You could just like walk by it, and the fragrance is just absolutely amazing. So I was actually thinking about just drying it and just offering it on our website, just because I just want people to experience this, especially as the holidays come up, y'all. Y'all know y'all use sage. I'm just like, oh, this is just amazing. Amazing. And I'm actually gonna try this. Oh, I don't know if this is winter or summer savory, because I started seeds for both. But I'm telling y'all, this, it puts me in the mind of oregano and thyme mixed. You know, like if they were to mix, that's what it puts me in the mind of. And I also have some za'atar that I need to start again, but just some fresh herbs. I was actually walking by. I did a video when we went to the growers outlet, and remember I told y'all I got the Moroccan mint. This was the one I didn't even think was gonna bounce back as quick, but it did. But I just did like this today. Like, I just brushed my, just walked by, and y'all, the fragrance was absolutely strong. It's very strong. And so in the few more weeks, y'all remember we bought the turmeric, the organic turmeric, and the ginger, and I just put these in the pots. But I always cheat, because what I do is I start watering it, and sometimes I have the water on jet, and so I could see the ginger tubers underneath. They're pink and they're just pretty. So I know we'll have some fresh ginger and some fresh turmeric. I hope to do it on a larger scale next season. I just had some extra that I had got from the farmer's market, and I said, you know what, we're going to plant this. And it's just so easy to grow. I've always grown it in containers, and then we're going to contain this area right here with all of this lemon verbena. But it's just amazing. So y'all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I will keep you posted throughout the whole weekend. I just wanted to show you a couple things that I've been doing in the garden. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of those strawberry plants planted, and I'm going to load up the truck. But remember, if it's not raining every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll go over what's going on in the garden, what I have planned for the garden, what are my chores. But I'm trying to get a move on, just because I know that we're in October now, just like that. Like, the month just went by so quick. So I want to get a move on with a lot of these vegetables, getting those planted. A lot of them I was looking at today are like 45 days, especially that cabbage, or something that you can leaf off of, which will be good until we can get everything in, and then we can start like harvesting and rotating. The one thing I want to plant right now is my spinach. I always wait. Hey Shirley, how are you? I always wait till around about now and I plant my spinach because it germinates for me better when the weather is a little bit cooler. So what I'll do is I'll probably just put it in the cell trays on the patio and move it out to the sun during the day. But I noticed that spinach I cannot put on the heating mat. It likes a little bit cooler weather and then it'll germinate. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna plant my spinach, get that planted, and then just plant the rest of this bed right here. And we're gonna work on the rest, y'all. One thing at a time. That's with everything. One thing at a time. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the truck loaded before it gets dark. Y'all know how it goes when it gets dark, honey. We leave it to whoever come through here and do whatever they do, as long as they don't touch my garden. And then as long as they're gone by the morning, it's gonna be totally okay. So I gotta get my shovel. Let me just go write a list, y'all, because I'm doing it off memory, just talking to y'all. Uh, I think I'm gonna take my garden boots too, cause because they have Georgia red clay too. It's not the sandy soil, so it's red clay too. So I don't know how much effort I'm gonna have to put. I don't know if it's grass there. I have not even seen where we're gonna put these roses at. My mom just told the pastor that she would be in charge of doing it, i.e., that meant me. Um, and so we're gonna get those planted. So let me go write a list. Let me load everything up. I'll check in with y'all. If I can, I'll either put it like on my community post, or I may make a short, like once we get it planted in, like what it looks like. But um yeah, let me go do that. Let me go do that before it gets dark. I could tell that the time is like slowly getting darker. I want to do so much more. I just told y'all I got to plant these strawberries. Okay, let me go plant the strawberries. Let me load up the truck, and then we're going to call it a night. So I hope y'all have a great start to your weekend. Remember, you got to create it. Create it if you need to. That's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to regroup myself, and we're going to have a good weekend. We'll talk again soon. I'll keep y'all posted. Always remember, if it's not raining, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll go over our garden chores for the week. So I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all.